I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
This is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we're sitting on the steps of the world famous Ryman Auditorium. This is kind of the mother church of country music. So we're in one place, Nashville, and we're going to bring you some places you won't want to miss when you're in Nashville. Come along and join us.
Thank you.
And we're going to start at the very beginning, and that is Cumberland Park, down along the Cumberland River. Right across from Nissan Stadium, you're going to find Fort Nashborough. This was the first settlement that became Nashville. It was known at the time as Bluff Station, and it was one of 8 stations that were constructed along the Cumberland River back in 1780. It's made from white and red oak, hickory, and black locust, and then the cabins on the inside were made out of red cedar, which came from where Lower Broadway is now in Nashville. It had about 100 settlers in it, as well as their livestock.
And look at the city built up next to it.
It's really cool. Then it was time for breakfast. So we went to Biscuit Love. Now, if you haven't heard of Biscuit Love, they are famous for their biscuits.
That's right.
And long line every day waiting out in front. You walk inside, order, and then you go to your seat. And incredible. Started off, I splurged and had a Bloody Mary. Cathy had hot chocolate, biscuits and gravy, and what they call chronic bacon.
Oh my gosh.
It's like it's candied or something.
Yes.
It's incredible. And Bonuts, which are little biscuit balls, and they're covered with a lemon mascarpone cream and blueberry compote. You can tell it was good. Next, for something a little more healthy, off to the Nashville Farmers Market. And Nashville started their farmers market back in 1802. And after fire damage and lots of other issues, they moved it in 1937. And in 1995, it was renovated into its more present form. It's all locally sourced produce. It even tells you on the signs where they were grown. There's also great gift items, collectibles, arts and crafts.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. Now they also have this greenhouse area. And these plants, keep in mind when we filmed this was filmed in early to mid-October. Now the building we're in here is still in the farmer's market. It's called the Market House, and it's a kind of a food court, a lot of very healthy things in there, and some great little gift shops. Now just behind that is the Tennessee Bicentennial Capitol Mall State Park. You can see the Capitol right there behind it. And this was constructed and dedicated June 1st, 1996 for their bicentennial. It's an 11-acre park. This is called the Parkway of History. The columns on the left are every 10-year increments, and the carvings on the right are quotes, sayings, and historical facts for each of those periods throughout Tennessee's history. They also have a tremendous World War II memorial there. And just beyond that is the Court of the Three Stars. This is a 95 bell carillon, and it's played periodically throughout the day Unfortunately, we didn't get to hear it. I guess it was.
I guess I did hear it, but we were heading off somewhere else and not paying attention.
And on just beyond that is the Tennessee State Museum.
This place was amazing.
Yeah.
And it's free.
That's, I think, the most remarkable thing. This museum is just tremendous, state-of-the-art throughout Tennessee's history. And it's no charge for anyone to go in. Now, I believe it's open every day except for Monday, so plan your visit accordingly. But it goes back from the earliest settlement days. There's even
Civil War,
American Revolution War
yeah.
right there. It goes on in through the Trail of Tears, Civil War, Reconstruction, the Roaring Twenties, Prohibition, which really hit Tennessee hard. And then it goes on and honors some of their musical history there in Nashville also. That's the original sign from the Ernest Tubb Record Shop. Now this is the new Country Music Hall of Fame. I love the windows on that. It's like the 2 black keys, 3 black keys of a keyboard. Unfortunately, we were not allowed to go in there with Maggie, so we did not get to tour that. But we made up for that with our next stop, and that was the historic Ryman Auditorium. Now this is where we started our video off today, and this is tremendous. The Ryman, you have Bill Monroe out front, Loretta Lynn, Little Jimmy Dickens, and there's also a statue of Captain Thomas Ryman. He was the fellow that created this, and they call it the Mother Church of Country Music because it originally was a church. Thomas Ryman was saved in 1885, and he built this as the Union Gospel Tabernacle. It was completed in 1892. In 1943, the Grand Ole Opry moved in and made it their home, and they did their last show there in 1974. It sat empty and went into disrepair. They were actually made the comment that it would have been cheaper to have torn it down. It was beyond repair. But a number of country music stars, country music fans, all stepped up, chipped in, and pushed the effort. And in January 15th of 1999, the Grand Ole Opry returned to the Ryman. And this actually, in January of 2001, became a National Historic Landmark. There's so much history in this building, and you look at the costumes like Minnie Pearl's there, Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash, and you can almost feel the presence and the excitement that came there over the years. That was a piece of the trim, and they found that floral design on that, and that's what they've now recreated around that second-story balcony. We got to be on stage. Next up is Hattie B's. Hattie B's is a Nashville institution famous for Nashville Hot Chicken. And there's a couple locations now of Hattie B's throughout town. This is the original one, and it started up in 2012. They've got 7 locations now throughout Tennessee, Alabama, Las Vegas, and Atlanta.
And I think we found 4 of them.
Yeah. I think we ate at a couple of them.
Yeah.
But it is tremendous. We got the mild to be safe. The second time we went back, we got the medium. We got a little bit more daring. Really, really amazing.
It's real good.
Now again, Maggie was with us, so we took ours to go, and we went over to Centennial Park and had our lunch. Centennial Park is a beautiful spot. It was Nashville's first public park, and it was planned after their centennial celebration back in 1897. It actually opened in 1903, and the landscaping is
really
incredible.
pretty, yeah.
Yeah, and again, considering this is the fall and the amount of things you see blooming,
We saw a chipmunk there too.
Yep. Yeah, we saw a chipmunk in there. We saw Maggie.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful park, and it's well used.
Yes, it is.
Everybody comes there. There's a huge, big walking area. There's a beautiful lake. I'm going over this bridge here and give you a little bit of a shot of the lake.
And that's just a part of it.
Yeah.
Because right there that's an island that is out in the middle of it. There we go. That shows more of it.
Now, we went back a second day, and the second day wasn't quite as bright and sunny as what this day was, but I had to throw in an extra picture of it because the Canadian geese had landed, and you could hear them honking all over the place. Centennial Park's also famous because it's home of the Nashville Parthenon. The Parthenon that they have built there is a full-scale replica of the Parthenon in Athens, Greece. It was originally built for their Centennial Exposition in 1897, so that structure is over 100 years old. Now they host weddings, private functions there. The first story you go into, they have an art exhibit. They have some things that show how the actual Parthenon were built, like that crane you just saw. But the second story is incredible. See the size of the doors that Cathy's standing in front of there. We're going to pan to the other end of that room, and you're going to see a statue of the Greek goddess Athena. This is accurate to the one in the actual Greek Parthenon. She's 41 foot 10 inches tall. She's covered with 23 3/4 kilograms of gold leaf, and she has Nike in her right hand. He's actually holding a laurel wreath ready to crown her. Now, Printer's Alley has been a famous night spot in Nashville for a number of years. It actually got its name from back around 1900. There were 13 music publishers and 10 printers in Printer's Alley. After Prohibition ended, starting in the early 1940s, it became the nightclub district. It got a really seedy reputation. The city of Nashville came in, cleaned up its businesses. It's a wonderful place to go now.
It's very quaint and very New Orleans feel.
Yeah, look at the wrought iron there. Absolutely. And the tours still go up and down the alley.
You could almost miss it if you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is today's hotspot, and that's Lower Broadway. And Lower Broadway is Broadway from Fifth Avenue, which is where the Ryman Auditorium is, down to the Cumberland River. You'll find night spots like Alan Jackson's here, Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan's, Blake Shelton. Maggie made a couple new friends. But it is the party spot.
It is constant.
Every place you go to, there's live music any time of the day or evening, and it's all open to the outdoors to bring you in.
Speaking of parties.
Yeah, anywhere you go, these party buses or pedal buses. This one was a sound stage. There's even one pulled by a tractor. There was something like that going on all the time. Now, while we're down on Broadway, we're going to go to Robert's Western World. And it's known as Boots by Day, Honky Tonk by Night. Yes, they've got a few boots in there, but it's predominantly a honky tonk. Yeah, this was just before lunch. I'm up in the second floor balcony, and it's honky tonk food, live band in the front window, but they do sell boots. Directly across the street from it is the Ernest Tubb Record Shop. And Ernest Tubb Record Shop opened in 1947. And of course it was owned by Ernest Tubb. When you go in the front door, you see a statue of him. his guitar turned backwards with the word thanks on it, which was exactly like the one he used when he performed. It has great memorabilia in it. It has a huge collection of records and CDs that you can't find anywhere else. And there's also a section towards the back that has a lot of memorabilia and outfits of people that have performed there. You know some of those are one-of-a-kinds. Mm-hmm. Now, the very back of the store is the Midnight Jamboree stage. It's the second longest running radio show every Saturday night at 10 o'clock, broadcast live right from there, still on WSM AM radio. Next up, Fifth and Broadway. This is just north of that Lower Broadway, about half a block. And this is kind of a new upbeat shopping and eating area in the downtown. It's L-shaped. It goes back to that large screen you see there at the end, turns to the right, and goes all the way over to 5th Street, and you can see the Ryman peeking out of the bottom there. It's directly across the street from the Bridgestone Arena where the Nashville Predators play. And one of the things they're most known for is the Assembly Food Hall. That's like in the second floor of 5th and Broadway. It has over 30 eateries, and it also has 3 stages of live music. Now, we were there early over our lunchtime, so it was a little bit more lightly attended than it gets to be later in the day. But you name it, there was food from every corner of the world represented there. They've got great seating inside, and they also have balcony seating over the outside. Now, we went to Slim and Husky's here at 5th and Broadway. This was down on the lower level. Slim and Husky's is an artisan pizza company, and they use locally sourced ingredients. And they now have locations in Nashville, Memphis, Atlanta, and Sacramento. And we got ours to go. In fact, Maggie was driving along there for us. And that was a see-no green, an all meat, but we added mushrooms and green peppers to it. Very, very thin, almost like a thin flatbread crust, but tremendous taste. And we took it with us to the John Seigenthaler Pedestrian Bridge. Now, this bridge was originally built in 1909 as the Shelby Street Bridge, and it was the first bridge in North America to use concrete arched trusses. It was renovated in 2003, and some of those concrete arched trusses had to be completely rebuilt and replaced. But it now goes across the Columbia River, connects Lower Broadway over with the Nissan Stadium where the Tennessee Titans football team plays. And beautiful views of the city. We got there late in the afternoon. We stayed until it got dark. The AT&T building there gracing the skyline. And we hope you've enjoyed your time with us in Nashville as much as we enjoyed being there. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please do so. And if you've liked these views of Nashville, please give us a thumbs up. We certainly do appreciate it. And enjoy the Nashville skyline at night.
Thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when we have new videos listed. Also, be sure to check out our blog at followthemoon.us and also our Facebook page at Follow the Moon and on Instagram at Follow the Moon Travel. Thanks.